Cobra Kai or Miyagi-Do, Daniel or Johnny, Tori or Sam, Robbie or Miguel, Kreese or Silver. Some of our choices are easy. Some of our choices don't matter, but you have a choice coming up. Your choice will determine the future of this country. Your choice coming November 5th. Stay tuned. Government starts right now. Hello, Raindrops, new subscribers and old friends. New subscribers since last Thursday, 5 new subscribers. I really appreciate you staying with us, subscribing to us, and coming here to learn about our government, the way it's supposed to be, and the way and the limits put on that government. Thank you so much, new subscribers, old friends. Welcome back to Government Minutes That Matter. I'm Mr. A, here to take you through another edition of Government Minute. And today I feel a little bit like President Trump. I am not a billionaire or even a millionaire, but I feel like Donald Trump in the sense that there's so much to say now. And as I sat down to organize my thoughts and to plan this video, it was difficult because there's so much to say and a limited time to say it. What it comes down to is this, America. You are going to have a choice on November 5th. This choice is probably, they say it every 4 years, but I believe this time it's the reality. This is the most consequential election in my lifetime. I will be 58 next month, and the stakes have not been higher. What we're facing now is a choice between what we should be or closer to what we should be, and about 180 degrees different than we're supposed to be. Some people want government to do more and more and more. Some people think that the only way to solve a problem is to have some well-educated person up in Washington who does not have any real-world experience. They've been college students their entire life, and they come work in government, and they think because of their college degrees and their advanced degrees and their doctorates and all this education that they know better than you do. They know better than you do on how to run your life. Basically, what we're looking at is, are we in charge of our own lives, or are we going to delegate that to some expert in Washington, some unelected bureaucrat in Washington to make rules and enforce these various rules and laws and decide that they know better than we do. They know better than you do. Pushing electric vehicle mandates, when obviously the American people don't want electric vehicles, at least not now. They're not efficient, they're not reliable. There's lots of questions about, do they save any energy whatsoever with all the manufacturing of the batteries and the infrastructure that would be needed to power these cars. And sometimes during the summers now, we have brownouts in California, and in winters we have loss of power in Texas because there's not enough electricity, and yet we want to add millions of cars to be charged to this grid. No, these people that push stuff like this think they know better than you. They think that you don't know how to run your own life. What it comes down to is we are talking about freedom versus government. Now, Donald Trump is not by any means a very strict constructionist on the Constitution, but he looks much more of a strict constructionist as compared to Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris, who's talked about price controls, who's talked about price gouging, even though there's no evidence of price gouging in food, and electric vehicle mandates and no fracking and all these different things that short circuit the free enterprise system. In America, when there's a problem, someone who's smart, someone who has common sense, someone who knows about the real world creates something, or teams of people create something to solve the problem. Because of capitalism, because of our system, there's a reward for doing good work, for innovating, and for coming up with new ideas and new products to help us get through these problems we have. And that's the America that rode the 1900s into the 2000s as the world's leading economic superpower. the world's leading military superpower, the country that won 2 world wars. And we are slowly turning more and more socialist, more and more government control. Hillary Clinton has been suggesting that people should be held liable, that people should be maybe even brought criminal charges up against people who say things that government decides they don't like on social media. Hillary, shut up. Haven't you heard of freedom of speech? Shut up. We've heard from you. And in 2016, the American people said, we don't want you, so please go away. Okay? Kamala Harris, who supports a mandatory buyback program for guns. Has Kamala Harris read the Constitution? Has she seen the Second Amendment? And yet a mandatory buyback for guns. Because I'm guessing those criminals will line up to turn in their guns. But she wants law-abiding citizens to turn in their guns. Now, will she give up her security detail with guns? No, of course not. Kamala Harris, who as the border czar, as much as she wants to deny it, the last 3.5 years, the border czar has been a complete and utter failure on the border. And she thinks because now she's going to be president that she'll do a better job. Not going to happen. They have let tens of millions of people into this country illegally and treated them with kid gloves and are giving them phones and giving them debit cards with money prepaid on it, giving them housing, and our vets are sleeping in the streets or are homeless. Is this really the America that our founding fathers fought for? Is this really the America that our the men, the sons, the fathers in World War I, World War II, all the wars, Spanish American Revolutionary, that fought for the freedom to be controlled by people in government? Is this what we have come to in this country? They don't know the Constitution. They don't know the Declaration of Independence. That is why this channel is so important. That is why this channel aims to educate the population so that they can make good decisions based on the Constitution of the United States. We have government involved where it doesn't belong. You can look back on the old videos and I give examples of that. First one, top of my mind, Department of Education. There's nothing in the Constitution about education, and yet we have a Department of Education spending billions of dollars, and we're not getting any better education. The Constitution says if the power is not given to the United States government, or the power is not denied to the states, it belongs to the states or the people. And you can't find anything about education in the Constitution. Yet we have a department up there interfering with what should be a state issue. So people, today is September, as I film this, today is September 24th. The election is on November 5th. Early voting has started, I believe, in Pennsylvania. It will be starting soon other places. The time is now to decide, to put down your phone, to look up, look around, and see what's going on. Listen to what these people want to do. They want more and more government, more and more debt, more and more power to unelected bureaucrats, and less freedom for you and me. Less free speech for you and me. Less economic choices for you and me. It is time to spread the word. It is time to share these videos. It is time to talk to your friends, your neighbors, your family. And ask them, do you really want government that involved in your life? Aren't you better prepared to run your own life than someone in Washington? And I know I worked retail for many, many years, as well as be in education. And there are lots of people that depend on the government for their basic necessities of life, food. That's a dangerous place to be. Because number one, once government gives you something, they can take it away. And all of a sudden, the help you've been depending on to feed yourself and your family is gone. And they can basically blackmail you. If you want these benefits, you have to do X, Y, and Z. That's no way for a free people to live. That's no way for freedom-loving Americans to live. Look around. Wake up. Send this to your friends and neighbors and family and contacts. We are at a crossroads. This is, as I said before, the most consequential election of my lifetime. We will either turn back toward the Constitution or head towards socialism or worse. It's up to you. I can make these videos and talk to my family and friends. What are you gonna do? How are you gonna make a difference? Yes, vote. Make sure 5 other people who love freedom and love America as founded go vote as well. All right, November 5th is coming up. Are you registered to vote? Make sure you are so you can vote. As I said, I felt like Donald Trump kind of on a meandering speech, a meandering little video here, because so much to say. It's really hard to say it all in a organized fashion in about 10 minutes, which I'm coming up on. And so I will stop there, and just please understand this. This is up to you. This is up to all of us. Are we going to answer the call and return this country to where it was, to where it made tons and tons of strides economically, politically, scientifically, or are we going to go to government control, no innovation, and a stagnant economy? Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you paid attention, because there will be a test on November 5th. This is Mr. A reminding you that we, the people, are the government, and don't forget that. We'll see you next time.